What an amazing track
Beautiful
that is.
tune, yeah.
Neil Young,
Dynamite.
after the Gold Rush. So go on, Carl. Sorry. Go on, Carl.
So let's take us back a few steps, Carl. What's the story?
Right, so I did some research, right?
Let's just recap again. There was a guy you read about who had his head chopped off. He was guillotined.
Yeah.
He had said to the people around him,
Count
I am going
blinks.
to blink once I've had my head cut off to
So
show
the brain
that life,
can still...
or the brain
Yeah.
can continue to work after,
Yeah.
after
Yeah.
death. Okay, so yeah, we queried that.
So you weren't having any of it?
Well, no, possibly for a few seconds, till the oxygen stops being fed to the cells because the blood has drained away. But, you know, nothing spectacular. So
Right,
go on.
well, along the similar sort of lines, right? This is quite a few years ago. This fella sort of upset the royal family doing something, right? So they said that this isn't good.
Wasn't Ben Oughton at that Jubilee thing, was it?
I can't remember what it was, and they said, right,
That was terrible.
we're gonna cut your head off. You know, you gotta show people that you can't be doing what you've been doing.
What was this, the 1970s? Well, when you say a couple of years ago, you mean maybe sort of...
Was it the olden days when the
Ages.
phones weren't very good?
Ages ago.
Yeah.
Ages ago, sure.
So yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
So
Very philosophical.
Yeah, imagine that when you was near
Cut your head off.
This
Yeah,
was
fair enough.
literally ages ago.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, go
Simon
on.
Sharma's History of Britain.
Yeah, yeah. Oh,
So-
and even before that, which is yonks before, when it was all mental and different. Sorry, Carl, go on.
So he's having his head cut off, and he's resigned to it.
it's a day before. He's kind of got it into his head now that I'm not going to have my head much longer.
Sure.
So he said, let's make use of this.
Yeah.
He said, I wonder how long, like, the body can stay alive without my head on it, right? So they were like, oh, I don't know. So,
Hoover.
so
The jailers?
whoever he was asking.
These jailers with one eye.
Yeah.
Get that thing.
So he said, look,
No, wait a minute, I've got an interesting scientific experiment, jailer. Well,
Yeah.
fair enough.
What is it?
so, he said, what I want to do, right, he said, you know, surely it's my last right, you know, I'm gonna be dead tomorrow.
Sure.
So, let's
He
do a
didn't
test.
draw it out this long, did he?
Yeah, he said, let's test this out, you know, he said, do us a favour. He said, you know, it's my last day, what I want you to do is, you're gonna cut my head off, let's put a white line on the floor,
Right.
and see if, you know, because there's no point asking how far he can sort of walk without an head if there isn't a line, because you don't know what to count, do you know what I mean? If he loses his head and is running around all over the place, you can't really count
That's
that.
not impressive enough, yeah.
So they said, let's make a white line.
Sure.
Who said
And-
this? He did or they did?
I think they started to join in with him and saying, well, let's make this a... you know.
You guess it, go on.
So,
They got Norris McWhirter down. The Guinness people.
Oh, yeah.
so they said, let's get this white line.
Yeah.
And,
Dedication's all he needs.
we'll do this tomorrow. And he said, alright then, I'll see you in the morning. So we go,
I'll see you in the morning. Night, night, sleep tight. Bye-bye.
I love the fact that Carl knows exactly what was said. Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah, he doesn't know the story
Yeah.
or what order it is in
Yeah,
or when
but
it
he
was.
knows exactly what
or
was
who
said.
said what, but he knows the intricacies. Alright then, see you in the morning. Bye, little kissy, kissy, kissy. Oh, I'm not like that. Oh, you joker.
Don't let the bed bugs bite.
Yeah, anyway.
so he gets up,
Do you want a paper tomorrow? No, I'm alright. Go on.
he gets up, and they say, right, you know, today's the day and that. And he said, well, you know, I've got used to the idea. So here's a white line for you.
Got used to the idea.
Go on.
So they go, right, you ready then? And he said, I go on. And they cut his head off, and the body walked 32 steps without a head.
Wow.
32 steps.
Incredible.
And that's the lesson, really.
Did it get as far as it walked along the white line, did it?
Yeah, it stayed along the white line, did 32 steps, and then started to stumble a bit, and it just fell over.
yeah.
But,
It
you know,
will
it was
do.
a test that your body can still keep alive for a little bit
Yeah.
when you've lost your head.
Absolute twaddle. Absolute twaddle.
What do you reckon you can do then without an head? How many steps?
Nothing.
There'd be muscular spasm, right?
Yeah. It would twitch a bit.
It would, yeah. You could not distinctly take 32 steps. The body well, don't...
Yeah.
Is the doctor still on the line?
Yeah.
The fella that bought 6 parrots.
Yeah.
And, you know, you could
Incredible.
have 32 steps.
Right, so
A
you don't
beheaded
believe
man
that.
doing a bit of line dancing.
Right, you don't believe that, but something that you do believe that a cockroach can live a week without an head.
It can. Slightly different kettle of fish there.
Why?
Wow, insect to human is what I'm thinking.
Yeah,
that
but
difference.
there's not that much difference in
Well, of course
some
there
insects. Do you know that a snake has a heart and lungs and kidneys and stuff?
Go on.
No, well, I'm just saying.
So?
You're making out as if, like, they're a totally different, like, being.
Species. I am making that. I mean, call me old-fashioned.
Do you know what you're talking about, mate? I don't want you embarrassing yourself, Rick.
Yeah, I am suggesting they're totally different beings. Yeah, that is. Yeah. Now, Carl, the cockroach is a very different thing. The interesting there is that it lives without its head, because a lot of it's on. There's some of them are phototropic, chemotropic. Some of them just literally have irritation and muscle memory. I mean, they do have a central nervous system, but it's very different. So if you lose the head, it bypasses a lot of that anyway. All this is run around. The reason it dies is because it can't take on water. But it's very different to a man, right, having consciousness and then losing that, and the body's still going, no, I think I remember what I was gonna do here.
Yeah, so
I'm gonna carefully walk 32 steps along this white line. Imagine just looking down going, oh, missed a bit.
Yeah.
Maybe the head was in the corner going, left!
Yeah.
Left! Left! Oh, he's now.
Well, let's just put it out. I mean, if anyone listening has maybe had a relative beheaded, maybe in a horrendous car accident, but they got up, maybe they went for a walk, they had a little chat before they passed on.
Carl.
Get in touch.
Carl, you are my favourite being. You are my favourite species.
Now, you, Carl, may not be particularly different genetically from a cockroach.
You are.
Why can cockroaches do that? Why whoever made them went?
Let's play a record.
Do you know what? When I told him this fact, I send him little facts on text message just to inflame his, interest. I just sent him a cockroach can live 9 days without its head. He texted back, "What's the point of that?"
Yeah.
What's the point of
They're
that?
not doing experiments. These cockroaches.
It's a boring last week to have.
And he went, and on top of all that, you're thirsty. So it's the worst week of your life, isn't it? That week without your head.
Play a record.
Play a record, Carl.
Competition time next.
Oh, we need some corn. Look at his little face. Look at his little face.
If you've not heard Carl's competition.
Oh, he could live without an head. M&M. Bit late there, weren't you, Carl? Put your little headphones on. Cleaning out my closet.
What are you doing?
I've got to stuff my face with, toilet paper.
Oh.
Do the competition.
Yeah. Do you know, when we were writing the TV show, I was filming it just for our own amusement, just to sort of, I suppose more as a document, really, so that if there was ever, a court of law that needed, evidence of Ricky Gervais's, I don't know what it is, really, sickness, annoyance. He did this for about 2 hours. You see what he's doing now? He's stuffing his face with toilet roll.
Yeah. And pushing the lips out so I can just show my teeth.
Do you know that actually makes me want to be sick?
I know.
Yeah, so you gag a little bit.
Yeah.
It's horrible.
Good, well, while Ricky does that, Carl, it's time for your quiz.
See, this is what this is on telly.
Right, an example.
You have to be quiet or you've got to take that toilet paper out of your mouth. I'm really serious, because it's really annoying.
Okay.
You gonna be quiet?
Yeah.
Right, an example of the game, just in case people didn't hear the launch of it last week. It's a song title. I tell a little story, and that song, and that little story is a song, innit?
Yeah.
Right, so, say, for example,
what did we do last week?
What did we do last week?
The woman who,
Oh yeah, a woman who really wants to, like, have a bath because she stinks.
Yeah.
But she can't, because if she had a bath or a shower or a wash or whatever, she'd end up killing herself.
Yes.
No, you didn't say that. You didn't say she'd end up killing herself.
Well, anyway, as an example, that would be one of the stories.
Yeah,
and
she's
the answer,
electric,
The answer there is she's electric.
Yeah,
she couldn't have a shower because she would have ended up killing herself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? So this week's then, and don't say it if you know it, because the idea is that people can follow up, right? There's this bloke, and he buys a new house, right? And he's well happy with it. His girlfriend moves in with him and stuff, and she says, right, let's clean it up a bit.
Yeah.
And, straight away it'll be worth more money.
Good idea.
So he says, right, you do the kitchen, and I'll do upstairs and that. She's stripping the kitchen down, and he goes upstairs, and he's in the bedroom and notices little hole to the attic.
Oh, right, brilliant.
Right. So he goes, oh, I wonder how much room's up there, I've never weighed it up. So he goes up there, and it's all, like, dusty and a mess. And he goes, this could make a good bedroom, this. So he starts cleaning it all out, puts all the rubbish, like, bins the rubbish straight away, and there's little boxes with bits in that don't belong to him. I wonder what's in here, right? So he opens one of the boxes. It's like a little lamp.
Oh, right.
He goes, this might be worth a few quid, right? And he rubs it.
Magic lamp.
And all the room goes all sparkly and stuff. And he goes, oh, what's going on? And then this fella appears, right? In a nice sort of, pair of 501s.
Right.
And he says, what do you want?
I know it already. So all the first bit is irrelevant.
Yeah, but it's about building the story, innit? So don't say anything. If you think you know it, Steve,
Yeah.
do you know it?
I don't, so I just quickly recap the end there, I almost missed the end.
So,
God.
there you go. He's in the attic, right? His missus is still downstairs. She's not up there.
Okay.
Right? He's on his own. And he cleans this lamp. Right? And this fella appears out of all this smoke, and he's wearing a nice pair of 501s, and he's wearing a shirt. And, there you go. What's the song?
What song are you thinking of?
The lines are going mental.
Because
We're
it's
going
so
live.
easy.
Let's play a record, Carl. We'll come back and we'll find out if anyone's got that right. That's a great one, Carl, really.
Right,
Did you just come up with that, literally in the last 10 minutes? Genius. This is genius, definitely. I mean, if those calls aren't from major TV companies, I don't know. I mean, dynamite stuff.
A lot of them are, what's his name's lawyer? Simon Mayer.
Simon Mayer.
That's my favourite thing I've done for years.
Yeah, not bad, not bad.
That's great. Back to form there. So, yeah, okay, lines. The lines are going mental just because it's easy. Go on then.
So I
first
think,
one to get it. The first one to get it, but...
Well, it's not that though, Rick. I mean, Carl has just decided to revise the actual rules of the competition.
Yeah.
So that, we've decided, is very easy. So that's now a qualifier.
And so then they have
And
to
whoever-
answer one live.
Exactly, so whoever gets that one right can
Is
play
it
for
a quick
big money.
one as well? Because some people will lose the will to live.
Yeah.
Just cut to the chase. And, because they've got to qualify now, we're throwing an Office DVD that aren't
Yeah, you'll
ready
sign
yet.
that, won't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
That increases value by 42 pence. Right, go on.
We'll just go live, yeah? Hello, XFM.
Yeah, hi, how's it going?
Not too bad.
Not too bad. Listen,
A very, very quick recap, Carl, if you will, please, for the people listening.
Very quick.
Right,
A man ends up in a loft.
man's, after moving into this house and
Yeah.
he's in the loft, and he's tidying up. His missus is downstairs doing the kitchen, because that needed doing. He's up there, he's cleaning up, emptying the boxes. He finds a little, like, a
He
little...
rubs a lamp, a fella comes out wearing 501s. What's the song?
What's the song, mate?
are you talking to me?
Yeah, sorry, yeah.
Oh, look, I'm sitting in this bar, right? I'm not ringing up relating to anything that's going on right now. I'm after one of these armbands to go and meet Bowie on Monday. Can you help me out?
What? What? Piss off.
You can't say that to our public.
Yes, I can. What I can't bear is people begging, Rick, on the radio. You know, I can't bear it.
Is that the Australian
People
bloke
just
who's got the Bruce
scrounging for
Springsteen
stuff.
tickets?
Hello, XFM.
Hello.
Hello.
Are you phoning up for an armband?
No,
No,
Jean
Okay,
Genie.
great.
Gene Genie, of course it is.
Well done.
Well done.
Right, what's
so
your name?
everyone else can ring off now.
Slow down. Rewind.
What do you mean?
Again, you've been watching the Flintstones.
No, it's just, you know...
Is it a leopard skin pair of pants that's actually quite a... Go on.
But it's a well-known fact that they wore, like, bear pants or whatever.
Bear pants. What do you mean, bear pants? No, listen, you are a qualified anthropologist, so what,
I mean that, you know, whenever you see them on footage or in a museum...
footage!
Yeah.
Or-
Whenever
or
you
where-
see that
Well,
early
it's a bit
documentary
shaky,
footage.
it's black and white as well, isn't it? Caveman footage.
You always see them wearing a little bit of fur little pants and that. So, what I'm saying is, even though... What year is it to these, people in the woods?
I don't know what this conversation is
know.
anymore. He's just clutching at straws. His mind, it's like a fly. His mind, isn't it? It's just buzzing round. It's trying to find a window. It is just
It's
like
hitting against pieces of information, but then just bouncing off.
Yeah.
Dazed, perplexed.
I was shopping with Carl before Christmas, and we went round sort of Piccadilly and St James's, and those really beautiful shops around there. And I went in one shop. You had to ring a bell to enter.
Yeah.
They came down, and it's like a iconoclastic sort of shop, and they found things from churches and nearly all Russian 16th century pieces onwards. This beautiful carvings and paintings and statues. And I went, oh, it's beautiful. And as I was looking round, I heard Carl sidle up to the bloke and go, what's the newest thing you've got here?
Yeah. Sure, that's his first thought.
I mean, that is the wrong question to ask of a man who's clearly in antiques.
Yeah.
Proud of the fact he's got 16th century iconoclastic Russian stuff, to ask, what's the newest thing you've got here? I mean, what sort of question is that? Oh, I don't know, probably the doorbell. I don't know, what does he want out of my shirt? What were you thinking?
hoping for?
I think it's an alright question, because he was saying there's loads of old stuff in there, and he kept going on about the old stuff. So what was to say? Well, what's the newest thing you've got?
And what was
Do you know
the
what he
newest
said?
thing?
The other question he asked him? He said, how often do you get new stuff in? And I said to him, why did you ask that? He said, well, I was thinking, if you got antiques and you sell it all, what's left? Like someone's going to sell all the antiques in the world because they're not he said because they're not making any new stuff. What does that mean? They're not making any new stuff.
But I know for a fact no one's ever going to go in there and buy the lot anyway. I mean, I've never seen anything like it. I'm not at any point in my life, and I don't think it'll ever happen, will I go, I need some old Russian wood. Because
It was brilliant.
No,
it was, Steve.
No.
It was beautiful. It's amazing stuff. There's stuff. There's these things from the 16th century of sort of like saints and monks, and they're carved
But
and
there's
they're.
loads of it. It's just all piled up. No one's interested. If I was him, I'd go, do you know what? I'm into this, but no one else is. Close shop. Because seriously, it's just piled up, piles up on piles of like old bits of wood with pictures on it and that.
But
There was
think
one
of a
fella,
man. Just think of a man 400 years ago that carved this.
No, but nobody wants it, do they? I've never heard anyone say, you know, oh look, it's my birthday coming up. I'll tell you what I'd love.
What?
Bit of old Russian wood. It doesn't happen. That's what I'm saying. I've never heard anyone saying it like. I've never overheard someone saying, you don't know where the Russian shop is, do you? And this is in London where the rates are high. There was this thing, right, Steve? Them old drawings on like.
It was like a panel from a church that someone had
Okay,
painted,
right, yeah.
and I think it was like, you know, from sort of like 1590 or something.
Yeah.
And it was this a picture of this this saint, wasn't it?
So 1590. It could be from any time, really. So there's this one there, right, leaning up against the wall, and most of them in there was that Stalin bloke, right? But there was this little fella.
Right, can I just stop with there? Lenin.
Right,
Okay.
all right then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he was on all these bits of wood and stuff, but I saw this other little face, right, little fella with a beard, right? So I said, who's this bloke here? He said, oh, the story there, right? He said, it's this little fella, and he got mugged back in Russia. This is right, isn't it? This is what he was saying. He said he got mugged.
It's just that term, I love that term in a 16th century Russian wood. Oh no, I'm being mugged.
So he got mugged.
He got
and that.
happy slapped.
And he said, I've had enough of this, right?
Yeah.
And he went to live in the woods, right? Made like a little shed, stayed there. People went to visit him, and like, if you got a problem, you knock on his door and you go, oh, I'm sick of it. And he'll sort of say, yeah, I know what you mean, I've moved out of the city and what have you. And he'd make him feel better, and then they go again. Now, why has that man got a plaque? If he was around now, there's no way he'd have a bit of wood with his face on it, is what I'm saying. If someone had got fed up with living in London or New York or whatever, and they go, I'm going to go and live in the woods, people wouldn't visit him, and he wouldn't get a piece of wood with his face on, is what I'm saying. But this man is selling it for about, I think it was about 750 quid for this bloke's head.
But the chances are that this is either a well-known Russian folktale, or it may even be a piece of classic Russian
He's a
literature.
saint. He was a saint.
Oh, okay.
He was
well, in which
canonised.
case it's
Yeah.
like,
Everybody was a saint years ago. That seems to be, like, thrown about, doesn't it? Who's a saint now? Name him one now. Yeah, this fella lived in the woods in a hut. Oh, yeah, that's Saint John or whatever. He's not a saint. He's done nothing. If anything, he's sort of said, I can't be bothered with living in a city with everyone else. Everyone else has got to put up with it, but I can't put up with it. I'm going to live in the woods. Well, if you can't put up with it, you're not good enough, are you? You've got no stamina. And yet he gets a plaque, is what I'm saying. It's annoying.
Who would
Well,
you
it's
like to
art.
see? Who would you like to see get a plaque in the modern world? Who deserves a plaque, in your opinion?
Probably like nurses and that who do a lot of bad things that I think I couldn't do that, carrying lungs about and all that. No, but I couldn't do. Do you know what I mean? That's one job that my mum wanted me to be a doctor.
Whoa! What was she thinking? Oh, what's her
This
expectations
particular
like
apple
now?
didn't fall far from the tree.
Oh, when did she start giving up that dream? At what age did she start going, Carl, you don't need to study your books anymore. Go and play with the worms in the garden. When did she sort of like let you off that
Is
dream?
it the day that she caught you with a spoon up your nose?
But anyway, talking of emails and that, right? Nick, who's emailed from Australia, right, Melbourne. He's been going on about dolphins and that, problems with dolphins.
What problems?
He's just saying when that wind happened, there was like a bad wind thing going on.
Hold on, wait a minute. What bad wind?
In America, they had that.
Hurricane Katrina.
Yeah.
Right.
And there was like a little bay with dolphins in it, and
Right.
that, with all guns on them and stuff.
What? Whoa.
Because they use dolphins, don't they? They say they're an intelligent animal and stuff.
Yeah.
And they've got them all like, you know, they've all had the training. They're all like ready for battle and stuff.
Right.
got like rifles on them.
What do you mean rifles? How can they hold a rifle? How can they hold a rifle?
No, it's sort of on a strap and that.
What do you mean it's on a strap?
I don't know what they kit them out with, but they're just ready for war. Whenever
What are you talking about?
Listen though, that isn't the point. Don't worry about it.
Oh, we leave
But what
that
I'm
one, do
saying
we?
is-
That's not the point, so let's leave it.
So they're swimming about.
Yeah, with
little bay.
rifles and berets.
Whatever they've got on.
Yeah.
Right, ready for battle and stuff.
Yeah, ready for battle, yeah.
The wind comes in.
The wind comes in.
Hurricane Katrina.
Makes a wave and that. They get out of the little bay.
Yeah.
Still all kitted out with all the, weapons.
You're talking
and that.
bollocks.
Steve, do you want to look at the email?
Well,
mate?
there's no way. There's loads of dolphins now swimming round, kitted out
Causing
with
problems.
guns and that, with a strap. How can a dolphin hold a... Again, you've been watching Planet of the Apes. Oh, he's trying to talk to us. What's he saying? He's saying, go ahead, punk, make my day.
Look,
You're
I'm just-
talking shit.
It's just news to say if there's dolphins, if you see a dolphin in that, don't go, oh, it's friendly, because there's some with weapons now. So I'm just reading it out on email. That'll cover it and that. So
Bollocks. We've got a little email straight away, Carl, from Nikki in Beverly Hills, California. She says, Carl, you rock. I hate it when Ricky and Steve ridicule you. I checked out your picture. Although your head is not normal, that's no reason to ridicule you. You look gimp, but I never judge a book by the cover.
cheers.
Is that all you've got to say?
Well, it's only because I've got no hair though, isn't it? That's why it gives that effect.
No, it's perfectly round your head. It's perfectly spherical head. Your face is slightly too big for it. It almost goes over the sides. Perfectly round head. Pug little nose. Funny gimp eyes with no expression. Hangdog look. Like a little mouth, like a little lamprey. Not formed, not human formed. The way your expression is like you've had a lobotomy. Your head goes weird at the back. It's got a little nod in it, like it's really strange, your face, and you're stupid.
We've had a lot of emails saying that. I mean, I think he's just paraphrasing, but... talking of emails, a couple of... I can't remember which show it was, but you mentioned, Carl, that you'd only recently seen a Chinese homeless person.
Oh, yeah.
And it really surprised you, because you'd never seen
I've
a
never
Chinese
seen one
homeless
before,
person.
no.
And I actually went along with that. I've still never seen a Chinese homeless person.
Well, now, I can just tell you now that there's a few responses from Los Angeles, people saying there are quite a lot of Chinese homeless people over there, because apparently there's a huge homeless community in Los Angeles. So definitely if you want to see them, Carl, that's the place to go. But we've had one from Vancouver, Canada, from a girl called Amy, and Amy herself is Chinese, and she says that she realised herself that she'd never really seen a Chinese homeless person. And although she says that apparently Vancouver has the first or second largest Chinese population in Canada, she'd never seen them, and she actually went for a walk around the Chinatown in her area looking for them, and she could not find any on that particular day. So again, Canada obviously not a place to go for a Chinese homeless.
It was just a point though. I don't want people sort of...
Well, hold on though. Wait, I'll stop you there. Hello, Ricky, Steve and Carl. I live in New York City and have seen a Chinese homeless person. Not only is he Chinese, but he is also a midget. He's been living on the streets for the last 30 years. He used to dress in rags, but thanks to a coat drive, he's now wearing a fancy Adidas jacket, right? Now he encloses a picture. He says he gave him $10 to take the picture, and I've seen it, and he's a little Chinese
but
midget fella.
I'm just getting a bit worried that people are going out there sort of looking for these. Because they,
Well, that's what you
anything could-
requested.
No, but all I was saying is, I saw one. I didn't start saying, excuse me, can you just give us a smile, I'm taking your picture. Do you know
Well, we've
what I
had
mean?
loads of pictures of people.
I know, and it worries me a little bit. And I mean, it's not too bad about the one who took one of the little midget one, because if he kicked off, it'd be quite easy to sort of hold him back. But I'm talking about fully grown.
So is that your warning to people? Don't be taking pictures of fully grown Chinese homeless.
Well, yeah, I'm just saying, don't be messing about going up to strangers and that and annoying them and stuff, right? Maybe.
Well, I think that's a good rule of thumb. Don't annoy them. But that is a hell of a sighting, isn't it? We asked for a Chinese homeless, and they gave us a Chinese midget homeless. Yeah.
Oh yeah, my mate went to one of those things in the West End where you walk around and it's aliens and they jump out at you.
Right.
And he was so scared when the alien jumped out. I mean, he ripped a bit of his face off. And
What, the
bloke-
alien's face off?
Yeah, it was foam, and the bloke went, "Don't do that, mate."
Brilliant. Well, in the Salem one, I was wandering around, and this was one guy that kept jumping out.
Yeah.
Because there was about 10 of us, I was at the back. I always missed him jumping out.
So when I got round, I missed all the frights. It was
Oh
ludicrous.
no!
He'd at least, you'd have thought he'd like jump out, then double round and jump out again. For
Yeah.
the people at the end of the
Everyone
queue.
catch that? No, what
really,
you doing? We. All right. Okay. Move on. Yeah. Basement Jack said, keeping it real. Where's your head at?
Where is your head at?
Yeah. I know what they're saying. They're saying, where's your head at?
Where is your head at?
Yeah. XFM 104.9.
Ricky Gervais.
Now.
Just one thing I would say, Rick, is that I've spoken to a few people who've listened to the show, and a lot of people, this is the highlight of their week. It really is. No, a lot of bedbound people, and
Yeah.
and we're not putting the effort in, are we? We're providing nothing.
We're trying, but it's just not coming out right. It's just
The words aren't coming out. When I say them in my mind, they're brilliant.
But it's sort of like getting old. Your mind. I still want to run upstairs and things, but I just the lift. I'd like to run upstairs. I just can't anymore. And I felt that today. The comedy's in there. The
There's
interesting
fun, there's
things
humour,
and
there's
it's
interesting
all
stuff.
in the head, and it has to go via the mouth.
Yeah, that's the problem.
It's just not working for me.
But
it is your birthday. You're 27. Happy birthday.
Thanks.
We're talking about. Can I tell you one of the best presents I ever had? Without doubt, all I ever wanted was a go-kart. This is true. I was like sort of 5, 6, 7, and I eventually, for Christmas, I wasn't sort of spoiled in the sense that I got pocket money, but I always got what I wanted at Christmas eventually,
Right.
because working class mothers, they'd get it out the catalogue and pay for it for the rest of the year. So I always got. I really, as many presents as anyone else. And I got this go-kart. It was a little red go-kart, and it was a pedal one. And I'd run home from school, and I'd be in it, and I'd get up and down the garden for hours. I'd have to come in from a tea, and this was fantastic. And this went on for like weeks and weeks and went through the summer, through the next time. It was just, it was fantastic go-kart. I'd show off. And then one day I came home, and I went, it was always at the back of the shed, sort of up against the shed. And I went in, I couldn't see it, and so I went to the back door. My mum was sort of like washing up with that, and I went, "Where's my go-kart?" I thought it hasn't been nicked. She went, "Your dad swapped it."
Your dad swapped it.
Yeah. I went, "He what?" And I was going to be brave, and I went, "He what?" She went, "He swapped it for a wheelbarrow." And I could see she didn't approve of this, and she was thinking, "I'm going to tell him, and then I'm going to, have this out." And I went, "Right." She went, "It's your wheelbarrow." And I went to the back of the shed, and there was this wheelbarrow. He swapped it with a bloke called Jimmy Dublin, who he worked with.
Jimmy Dublin.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think he was a respectable member of the community.
He was fine. It was his libel. No, I think he was an Irish gentleman, and that's why we called him.
Surprised
That's why I don't know what his real name was. And I think my dad must have been drunk, and he went, I want to get my son a go-kart. And my dad, my kid's got one. He's probably had it for a year. He's probably bored with it.
Yeah.
And he said, I'll give you this wheelbarrow. And I went to this wheelbarrow, and it was caked in concrete. I could hardly lift it. I just nicked off a building site, obviously. And I'd be there for hours trying to push this wheelbarrow up and down the garden, right? And it was okay though, because I was going on holiday soon, and I 7 years running went to Bognor Regis, a place called Riverside, because some woman around the way had a caravan that we got free for a week, and it was great, just wonderful. And I used to go there with my mum and my nan.
Oh, party time.
Yeah, the age of 7 to sort of no, it's good because when you're a kid and you wake up in a strange place, it sort of seems weird. You wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning hearing your gran pissing in an iron bucket, and
We've all been there.
You get disorientated. Anyway, and I went on holiday, and I met a little friend who was about my age. We were both sort of like, and he'd hired a go-kart. He had this great go-kart, and he came down to my caravan, and I went, "I've got a go-kart." And I remember my mum opening the window of the caravan and going, "Don't lie."
That's so evil.
And I went, I had a go-kart. I had a go-kart.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did you ever talk to your father about the fact he swapped it?
No.
You never mentioned it to him?
No.
You still got that wheelbarrow?
I think so. I've grown into it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can nearly lift it now. Yeah. And now I'm just too old to run up and down the garden with
now
it.
you get one of your several gardeners to use it all the time. Wow.
Oh, dear. Dre there. Dr. Dre.
Of course.
Bad intentions. Well, it's do you want to give the winners of the competition?
The winners, yes. Tickets for Joe Strummer and the Mescaleros playing at Brixton Academy this evening. We have some lucky winners. The question I set was, someone else famous is celebrating a birthday today.
Yeah.
I don't mean someone else famous like I'm famous and someone else who's
You
famous.
could probably get into the Monarch.
Well, pound off at least.
Yeah.
And I said, yeah, which actor Dwight Schultz. No, I didn't. I said, which character did
Started
Dwight
off
Schultz
well,
play?
didn't it?
It started off so well. Which character did Dwight Schultz play? What made him famous in the 80s? He's
Yeah.
celebrating a birthday today. I don't know how old he is, probably in his 60s.
Not in his 60s.
The character he played, of course, was Howling Mad Murdoch.
Yeah.
From the 18...
We
I was
did
watching,
accept Murdoch.
I was watching an 18-1 UK Gold the other day, because I always like to have something, you know, so that I can talk to Camfield whenever I meet him.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
the thing about Howling Mad Murdoch is, his madness is one of those convenient kind of madnesses where he's not like kind of depressive, where he's trying to kill
Yeah.
himself, or he's just schizophrenic, or he's unreliable. He's just a bit eccentric.
Yeah.
His madness is largely, I'll do some funny voices.
You couldn't have howling slightly off the wall Murdoch,
No.
though, could you? It didn't have the edge.
But it's rubbish. It's rubbish madness.
Or
It's-
howling wacky Murdoch.
yeah, well, that's what he is. He's wacky.
Howling annoying student Murdoch, I think he should have been
Yeah,
called.
exactly.
Yeah.
Anyway,
yeah.
the winners, Carl, I think you took some answers.
Tim and Neil.
Well done, Tim and Neil. Are they going together, or are they
No.
No, two separate.
lucky people? Lucky people.
Yeah. I don't think your heart's in it anymore either, Carl.
I was alright today, but Steve's really dragged me down.
Well, let's.
Wait a minute, I just need to know why.
No, do you know, like,
Yeah.
when the people are being miserable around you?
Yep.
I was full
Yep.
of beans when I came in.
Yep.
Yeah, but you got to remember last week you were really miserable, and that really wound me up.
Yeah, because he was done
So
to
it's
do
swings
stuff.
around,
Because you know he'd been let down, and they were worried about
Yeah,
the
last
next
week you were
show.
in a terrible mood.
Yeah.
Don't look at me like
the
you were.
songs, I wasn't like going off and lying on the settee, looking ill, talking in that voice.
Oh, he's done you again.
I said just now, being quite friendly. Yeah,
Carl,
Steve.
Carl, have you ever tried to get into the Monarch for free? Because I'll be honest, mate, it's not going to happen for you. Come out with me, mate. You got a quid off. All right.
Oh.
When you can get in places in Camden for free.
Yeah, I'm alright. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he's done you. Right, now it's time for Song for the Lovers. Now, this is one of my favourite songs of all time. You'll know this song better done by... That was nearly a sentence. Oh, come on, that was nearly a sentence. What's his name? Glenn Campbell. It's Galveston.
Oh yeah.
This is the man who wrote it. This is the original. This is Jimmy Webb.
Oh yeah.
With Galveston. From what I can work out, I think it's about a bloke who goes off to the Vietnam War and he's missing his bird. And I've brought it down, haven't I? I've brought it down a tone by saying bird.
It's a beautiful song.
It was irony.
Just play it.
Galveston. It's beautiful. Jimmy Webb with Galveston. Now, I know you enjoy
Love the work of
the
Webb.
Webmeister.
A lot of people, of course, be familiar with his sons, the Webb brothers.
Yeah, very different. Quite cool, though. I went to see him live and he was just so cool. Just like doing his songs and telling a little anecdote. It was just, he's fantastic. That's my song for the lovers. Steve, what have you got for
well,
us?
no, I was just going to mention a couple of other gifts that my father got. Well, he got me once. I unwrapped once, having professed no interest ever in this particular artist, about as much interest as Winston Churchill. I once received, lucky me, the making of Thriller. It was a video behind the scenes on Thriller. From Michael
I know
Jackson
what he
film.
thinks, though.
But he said to me-
he thinks
he said-
Steve loves to dance.
No, he went. You love music and you
Yeah.
love films.
Yeah, no, that's a film, yeah. Yeah.
But I mean, I've never professed any interest. I mean, I don't think it even had Thriller, the actual film, on it. It was just the making of Thriller.
Really?
Behind the scenes, Michael Jackson dancing around
and John
saying-
Landis.
Yeah, it was rubbish. If I'm
Well, that's
being
not
blunt.
very nice, is it? But what did you say when you opened it? Brilliant.
Brilliant. I love Jackson. Can't wait to watch this. Can we watch it now? I said.
What did he say?
No.
He's so ungrateful, really.
Yeah.
Because I can't remember a time my dad bought me anything. It's always my mum who bought it, and my dad would give her the money.
Yeah.
You got Ricky who's lost his go-kart. You've had a video bought for you and you're still not happy. I just think you're selfish.